My plan, my intentions when I came into First Choice was abortion. No doubt about it. When I came into First Choice, I was 22 weeks and 6 days. I was familiar with NAF, the National Abortion Foundation, and it led me to a clinic, which I ended up calling, and I made an appointment and I came in, and when I got here, it wasn't even the place I called. Yep, stumbled in First Choice by the grace of God.
First Choice Pregnancy Services is very uniquely and strategically located. We are on a closed-in private street, and at the end of the street is a very busy late-term abortion clinic. We believe it's the busiest in Nevada. Because of that, because it's a private closed-in street, which is a cul-de-sac, we're in the middle of the block, and so everyone heading to that abortion clinic has to pass First Choice to get there. We literally have women who walk in every day who think they're in the abortion clinic for an abortion appointment. And they suddenly begin to understand that God has divinely moved in their life and has redirected their steps. And instead of them going into a place of death, they've come into a place of life.
My initial thoughts, or my first thoughts finding out when I was pregnant, was just anxiety, stress. I think the only person I had told was their dad. It was a very overwhelming experience, not knowing what I was going to do. At that time, I was probably around 6.5, 7 weeks pregnant when I decided to go through with abortion, called Planned Parenthood, went down there. They did a ultrasound. At that time, found out I was pregnant with twins. So that made that decision a lot harder than what it already was, because it was not only one little life, but there was two. Because I was so early on, they recommended the pill, which is a 2-step process. And immediately when I took the first round of pills, I knew it was a mistake, and I regretted it instantly.
So now it's going into ultrasound, and as I'm walking into ultrasound, my heart's racing. Start thinking about how I'm gonna tell my mom, because the whole time my mom never knew I was pregnant. Thinking, I wonder what my kid's dad's gonna say. But then, she's setting me up for the ultrasound, and boom, there's this baby, and it's a whole baby. And I was just laying there in tears, but I was so happy. I was so happy. And as she's, running over my stomach, I see it's a boy. And that brought me so much joy.
It's interesting because I've been doing ultrasound for the pregnancy centers over 25 years. And ultrasound is so effective. When the woman sees her ultrasound on her own baby on that screen, whether it be just that little heartbeat or the movement, or invite the moms, the support team, the dads, and they also see that little life inside of her way before she begins to feel it.
What we found is that when a woman chooses life for that first baby that she is considering abortion with, whether it's her first baby or whether it's just the first baby that she's considering that, when she chooses life for that baby, she will likely choose life again when she gets pregnant again. She will also influence other women to choose life for their baby.
So after I left Planned Parenthood, regretting my decision, went home, reclused myself into my room, got on my phone, Googled to see if there was any way possible I could reverse what I had done. Came across a nurse based out of San Diego, and she got me in contact with Dr. Dewey, which I call her my guardian angel, and she was talking to me over the phone about my options and what she can do for me. Immediately got me into First Choice Pregnancy Services. When I saw and the ultrasound and spoke with Dr. Dewey, and I just felt at peace. I just knew that I was in good hands with her, and I knew that she'd lead me on the right path, and we stayed connected, and she was amazing. She definitely got me out of my dark spot I was in. It seems hard at first, but everything does have a way of working out, and it's not easy. It's no easy task, but seeing your baby come into this world and crying and taking care of them, it's a blessing, and it's definitely worth all the struggle.
You know what's been so amazing of all the centers that I've been throughout the country is coming to First Choice here in Las Vegas. I have never seen anything like it. It is the busiest center throughout the country. You never know what your day is going to bring. And it's amazing, the staff, no matter what, they're so committed and they're prepared for whatever walks through that door. And it's like God flows here.
Every position that we have at First Choice can be filled or complemented or assisted through volunteers. And so if you are feeling a tug in your heart to find out about volunteering at First Choice, please come down for a tour. Come and see what we're really like in person, and I promise you it will impact your life. And if God's tugging at your heart, then He probably has a place for you at First Choice.
I carried the twins to 35 weeks in one day. My water broke. Went in for a C-section. I have my boy Luis and my little girl Ariana. They're amazing. They're so special.
The person who greeted me at the front counter was so sweet. You don't get that often. And then when you get comfortable, even with the person who's sitting behind the desk, whether they're a medical assistant or whatever their occupation is, they still show they care. And I think that's what it's all about, having someone who actually cares, not just doing their job.
Walking into Planned Parenthood, it's just cold. When you decide you want to do the abortion, they take you to a completely different part of the building, and it's very just dark. It's just a very not good feeling, and you're honestly, it's scary, to be honest. It's very terrifying. You're wondering what you got yourself into. It's just not a very good place, and the people that work there are just not very kind people, and it shows. And then walking into First Choice Pregnancy Services, like I mentioned, is you're at ease. It's a good feeling. It's a good place to be, and it's a good place to come and you feel like you can just talk, and somebody's always listening, and you're not being judged for your decision that you made or however you're thinking or whatever situation you're in. And I can't say enough good things about it.
I'm just glad I talked to who I talked to and seen who I seen, and they were able to change my mind and my perspective on me having this child.
I think God and many nights staying up crying and praying and hoping that He'll give me the chance to show them that I'm sorry for the decision I made at first, and hope that He would give me a chance to make up for that, and He did. And I think that my prayers were answered.